Ben White is injured and he's out for the rest of the season, as you would have seen already. Hand of Arsenal's provided some updates where Jurien Timber and Mikel Merino's fitness issues, apologies, are concerned. And rivals are still crying. Simply put, fuck them. And I just want to say, justice for Leeds in the same way there needs to be justice for Everton, for Leeds, for Brentford. Everyone was up in arms on Sunday. And I thought we was going to be activists. I thought we were going to keep campaigning outside Stockley Park. Where did 30 minutes come from? That offside was a bit dodgy. Maddison's diving. I don't know, man. I thought we wanted justice. We all know you just don't like the fact that Arsenal benefited from the inconsistencies, which is PGMOL, indirectly the refereeing. But away from that, people, let me know your thoughts on Benjamin White's injury. Obviously, it's not been confirmed that Timber is actually fit. So you have Timber and Ben White out. That leaves you with Mascara. We saw the Declan Rice right back earlier in the season, but when we did it against West Ham, it backfired. What the hell are we going to do in that? Some would even say Martinelli. So, yeah, what we saying, what we spraying. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. I hope you all doing well and safe, people. So, yeah, does Calafiori have a knock as well? Yeah, you're right. Mikel Arteta said that. So, we'll have to see. Ben White out as well. It'll be tough. It's horrible, man. And Ben White, Benny Blanco, big you up, man. If that's the last ball you kick for Arsenal Football Club, then naturally, you know, you've gone out like a real G. We ran you into the ground. You had a tough start to your Arsenal career. You know, everyone remembers Brentford away and how Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher were talking about everything connected with our football club as well as Ben White. I think Ben White's a good centre-half. He's a great right back. And when he reverted back there, like when he played the season with Brighton and a couple of loans at Leeds, he's been good. Now, you could say Ben White was probably someone that would have been moved on. We need to get a more younger, durable model. Generally, our squad probably needs a freshening up, if that makes sense. He's on big money. Had you have got a younger model on less wages, it is what it is. If he is out for the foreseeable future, because it's not just this season, missing out whatever Arsenal have to play for and what we can gain, potentially a World Cup, it runs into next season. And who's going to buy an injured player? I know there's case studies of that, but you get the point. And we all saw it in real time against West Ham, innit? We dreaded the worst, but you can see from a player's reaction, he looked like he was on the verge of tears. Is what it is, man. I'm not blaming Somerville, but it just feels like, I'm sure when Odegaard had a clash with Somerville, he obviously got injured again. It's happened with Ben White. It is what it is. Obviously, I'm not saying Somerville did anything. I just think it's a coincidence. Come on, you Gunners. Let's win the thing now. Yeah, exactly, man. Let's do this. Sad that White's out for the season, but at least he won't be injured. S, appreciate you. Junior, appreciate you. Come on, my people. Come on, my people. Razzle, appreciate you. And you're right. He does have a knock. I think we can play Mascara there, but I don't know if it gives us what we need. Bro, I'll be real. I needed Benjamin White as a contingency plan. I need Timber for that final. I have been saying all season, Mascara right back. I'm not necessarily convinced by it. I think he can get game time there. I think if he could, just tune up a couple of things. Obviously, long-term, you're a centre-half. It gives you an option to get games. Obviously, you can deputise for Gabriel Magalhaes and obviously Saliba, but yeah, man, we need him to get up to speed because PSG is a tough test, and I don't want to look towards PSG. Put the Champions League on ice. We need to do what needs to be done against Burnley. We will be doing a watch along for Man City Crystal Palace, so yeah, we hope there's an F up in that. But yeah, we got Burnley, got Palace, man. Mascara can do it. He can do it, but it does change the dynamics. And what is annoying is that I think we have to evolve anyways, but Benjamin White, Odegaard, Saka, they've all had injuries. The right-hand side has probably been our bread and butter. Benjamin White and Saka have a better relationship than Jurien Timber and Saka at this moment because they've played together long enough, if that makes sense. Yo, DG, I got a barrel here for the haters. Big up forwards, man. For the haters' tears. If they're still crying, hope you're good. I'm good, man. Couldn't be better, my friend. Make sure you bring that to the parade. And Man United fans, make sure you beat we beat Arsenal at the Emirates. Hoping Timber can make it. But then even that, Timber ain't got 90 minutes in him, has he? And even that, like, football's horrible. Like, Mascara's got... on paper, to us, there's 3 90-minute games. So we're going to need to be cute and clever. I'll be real. For me, the little optimism I have with Timber dies if he's not there for Burnley. at the very minimum to at least be in the squad for Crystal Palace, innit? Because you need to get some minutes, you know. Again, in an ideal world, he's fit today, get some minutes off the bench against Burnley, probably a start against Crystal Palace or significant minutes. And then it is what it is for the last game of the season, which is a Champions League final. My only worry with Mascara is that it will be too defensive and we have creation problems already. Needs must, man. Needs must. There ain't nothing else we can do in that regards. Like it, as you all know, it is what it is. So yeah, should we not waste any time? Smash the like button, get comfy, let your opinions flow in the chat, people. Shane, appreciate you, Hyper appreciate you. Smash the like button. Rob, we are at 74.4 thousand subscribers or followers, whatever you want to refer to it. We're flirting with 75. So yeah, big up yourselves, man. So yeah, man. Just checked your most popular streamers about Benjamin White signing for us. Cool coincidence. That's something I forgot to say. Yeah, one of my most viewed videos when we signed Benjamin White. So I'll always admire him. Randomly, I think him. I think I did a video about Bue. And I think there was rumors once upon a time, many a year ago, about Jose Mourinho joining Arsenal. I'd say they're probably the most viewed vids. So yeah, man. Cheeky Norgard right back. Can run it against Burnley. You're trying to run it in South London against Crystal Palace. And I know damn well you ain't trying to run it, obviously, you know, in the final. I mean, Rice can do it. You might be able to get away with it against Burnley, but you know, anytime it's one of those kind of even games, you lose. Declan Rice is a great player, anyways, but you lose too much when he goes out when he comes out and goes to right back, and that's one of the disappointing things that happened against West Ham. I don't want to keep saying the same things, yeah, but I've been impressed with Miles Lewis-Skelly since he signed, since I've ever known that he's a footballer, much less what he's doing in the first team, much less him playing centre mid. But him and Rice, I like the pass. I like what they do individually. I like the passing avenues. And against West Ham, they're all both doubling up on that right-hand side. And we look better playing out from the back. Now, obviously, everything went south. It worked out in the end, but everything went south when Benjamin White got injured. The dynamics of build-up play changed. I think as a team, because I don't know, maybe as a team, it took too long to see what's going on with Ben White. I just think we ended up a bit cold. West Ham grew into the game. Second half was a bit of a drag. Obviously, there were some heartbreaking moments temporarily. You know, it's football saw the drama in the best of days, much less when Trossard slaps it in, then they make it 1-1, then it's VAR, man. So, yeah. Man, if this is how Benny ends his time at Arsenal, thank you for everything and giving 8 out of 10 during those 2 years with an injury as well. Spartan, man. Whoever is going to play right back in the final has to play the 2 remaining games to need sharpness against Kvaratskhelia. I forgot about Norgard when we're using him. But that's, yeah. I mean, you're going to be on the bench for the Champions League. I'd imagine you're going to be on the bench against Burnley because there's a spot there in it with no Benjamin White. But yeah, it's dark, man. It's dark, man. Please, Rice needs to be in midfield because that midfield becomes non-existent out of possession when teams counter us. Tell them again, bro. Tell them again. Ben White out of Arsenal's Champions League final with knee injury set to wreck World Cup hopes. Arsenal have been handed an injury nightmare with Ben White out of their Champions League final clash with PSG. We got to remember, Calafiori come off injured. Well, that's at least what we was told, innit? And this is why I'm so big on midfield, because if we had a midfielder, like, I'm just saying random names, like a Gomares, like a Tonali, like someone, it's neither here nor there whether you think Rice is better than them or they're better than Rice or whatever, but just in terms of a top caliber engine in that room, yeah, this is all ideal hypotheticals. But if we had that in the squad, Declan Rice goes to right back, I think we can get away with it, kind of needs must, innit? So it is what it is. Sunsport understands White is also a major World Cup doubt for this summer after suffering a suspected MCL injury. Ben White, 28, left the London Stadium with a knee brace on Sunday after Arsenal's 1-0 win against West Ham. He was forced off in the first half following a collision with Somerville. Mikel Arteta now faces a huge selection dilemma with first choice right back Timber still missing with injury too. And do you know what's annoying? Yeah, because I do think White's been a bit off it for whatever reason. Some his own fault, some obviously with what we've just been discussing. But I do feel the last couple of games, like with everybody in our team, but focusing on Ben White, I won't quite say he looks like the Ben White of old, but he was looking calm. He was moving good. He looked like he's got up to speed, and then such is life, innit? There you have it. But I've been saying Mascara right back experiment. Admittedly, I didn't want to see it at this point this season. It is what it is, man. So yeah, we know he started all our last 5 games, including both legs against Atletico. He's had knee issues in recent years. Mascara now looks like the likely option. We did see Declan Rice play fullback, in which Arteta, in the last 5 or so games, you've done things differently. You kind of reverted back to the overthinking galaxy brain stuff with Rice going to right back, and then you patterned it up quick. So yeah, man, maybe Mascara is the best option. Maybe we don't need to overthink this. When we've got, but don't get twisted, when we've got bare possession, like respectfully, because I'm trying to be so humble about Burnley, but the Burnley game, As much as for me, Mascara goes right back, I would understand Rice right back or whatever have you, because we have seen that. We've done that at right back with midfielders. We see that at Liverpool. We see it with Nunes. I don't mind a midfielder playing right back going into midfield, but you see when it's a bit even and it becomes it goes football in the best of days in the Premier League is a chess match, right? You see when it moves away from being a chess match and it's just end-to-end basketball, I'm a bit nervous. Early this year, Ben White returned to the England squad for the first time. He also scored as well. So yeah, he'll be a miss, people. Arsenal have also posted on their official website. Further to Sunday's match at West Ham United, subsequent assessments and specialist reviews have confirmed that Ben White has sustained a significant medial knee ligament injury, which will rule him out for the remainder of the season. Our medical team are now managing Ben White's recovery and rehabilitation program, with everyone fully focused on supporting the aim of Ben being ready for the start of our preseason preparations. So yeah, that's the aim. It could be worse. It could be better. That just tells you, yeah, this season's a write-off. You're probably not going to be moved on, to which, I mean, if we had Reece Nelson, he can play right back. Berta, first names out of there. Gabriel Jesus. He's not even in the match they scored against West Ham. He's one of our highest earners. Reece Nelson is still here. Fabio Vieira is still here. This probably, in my opinion, in fact, stranger things have happened. I don't think we get another defensive option. We might. Stranger things have happened. You know, you could argue we need to get defensive reinforcements anyways. You could argue a Timber, Tomiyasu kind of comfortable on both sides, but this might have, I guess, changed what we're doing. You could argue we might even go for a left back. Calafiori and Hincapié pick up a lot of knocks. I hope Miles Lewis-Skelly is seen as a starting midfielder. See where I'm going with it. Martinelli right back. In terms of what he's going to give you, then yeah, but is he going to be disciplined? Man said Gunnosaurus right back. Get well soon, Ben. Big up, DG. Big up to the community. Right back at you. 2 more finals. I'm just praying we win these 2 games. Zubimendi needs our support. Confidence is going to be bad. Guy is better when he's advanced rather than playing in a double pivot. Let Rice just do what he's best at. Listen, I'm Zubimendi FC. He was great in the first half of the season. You've lost your form. I don't know if it's personal off the field business. It's just poor form and you're doubting yourself and things like that. Deserves all our support. We support you. Unfortunately, though, when I remove emotion, we ain't got time to carry people. The team is picking it, so we ain't got time to carry people. You know, Zubimendi, in my opinion, could have been hooked at halftime. Probably shouldn't have come off the bench because we tried to do the right thing. We can't carry people. Like, at this moment in time, the ones that are in a good moment, they need to play. Zubimendi will see a better you. I've got no doubt. Form is temporary, class is permanent, innit? Maybe he's played too many games. But even, I think it is confidence, because there was one moment, I think, just before he got subbed, we could have had a promising counter-attack. I'm sure can't remember who he's tried to find, but he tried to play a pass to the right-hand side. It's gone off the pitch. So when your confidence is on the floor, it's shot. But Lewis-Skelly is the best option right now, as is Declan Rice. They give us something different. You know, for me, Miles Lewis-Skelly always wants to play forward. I think he's more aggressive when we press. I've got more time for it, people. There was, you know, what was it against Atletico in the first leg? You're all right. Zubimendi further forward, Rice in the 6. We was kind of living. I'm sorry, but Calafiori can't start against PSG. Doué will eat him alive. Can't lie. It's a Hincapié thing for me. Don't forget, right back is going to be handled by whoever is there, plus Saka to come back and cover. I think Mascara can handle it. Jesus right back. He can't score anyways. I think Arteta will start Zubi against Burnley. Unpopular opinion, but Ben White is overhyped defensively. A good player for sure, but Timber is better defensively and offensively. Offensively, I'm not sure, because I do think the limitations in Benjamin White's attacking game, he gets more out of Timber. For me, Timber's just more of a full package. I do think Ben White is this. I think Ben White's okay defensively. Sometimes I think he switches off 1v1. I think he's a great right back. I think he's an average centre half. I've never thought he'll end up centre half as his career is winding down, and he can play there. And he probably play there for England if they play a back 3. But I've never quite subscribed to him as a centre half. There's no doubt, like, let's be honest, I know him moving to right back has coincided with us going from the rebuild to getting in title shouts and whatnot. His best performances have been at fullback. Timber better at everything else. Yeah, Timber's not better offensively. Me, I just want both of them fit. We ran them both into the ground, didn't it? Both of them have had to work overtime. I'll always admire Ben White, but yeah, man. Always got time, patience, and love for the Haylen boys. Tell them again, man. Zubi was trying to play a pass to Eze. There you have it, when we had a transition developing, but played the ball. I play. Confidence is shot, bro. I've got no doubts about Zubimendi. But this is why man need Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Just bring me one more midfielder. And I'm not saying that's 4 things I want to maneuver with, innit? I'm not saying I subscribe to this, but then if you've got 4 genuine centre mid options, don't care if it's 8s and 6s and double pivots, people that are likely to play there, And we all know we're looking at 50 plus games throughout a season. Man are going to get injured. I'm not saying I want this to be a case, but you do have the Kai Havertzes, the Marinos that can play in midfield. You can do little cute and clever things with a Wanyeri if he stays. More likely to be the Ezes and Odegaards. I do think we need 4 genuine centre mid options. I know Norgard's here, but let's cut the crap. Clearly not rated. Zubimendi and Rice have been played forever. Lewis Kelly, who's been a peripheral figure, has got an option there. Maybe it's a thing where when I say don't rate, it doesn't mean I think Arteta thinks he's shit. He could think he's shit. He could think, he's not quite the player I want. He either thinks you can't do what I need you to do on a pitch better than them or to a suitable level, or I just think these lot are better options to start or better options off the pitch. That's where it's at with Norgard, really, to the point where I did think Norgard was going to feature a lot more than he did, especially because he was playing week in, week out for Brentford. It just tells me once Thomas parted, that new contract thing wasn't happening. We already knew our plans that we wanted to do. We didn't want to create kind of more homework. Norgard's got 2 years left on his deal. Respectfully to Brentford, Arsenal's a sweet gig at this moment in time in his career. It's going to happen. I've said this from August, actually. I said, watch, Kepa and Norgard are going to leave. Norgard's actually retired from international football as well, man. Yeah, DG, I feel we put that right back signing in the back burner if White is gone until Jan 2027. Get me the off, please. We'll have to see, man. And that's the thing. Like, you look through our defense, bro, man, pick up injuries. Like, a lot of them pick up injuries. Saliba, Gabriel, it's more wear and tear. Gabriel's had the hamstring thing. Saliba's every now and again, it's that ankle. Calafiori's always going to get injured. Hincapie's had some knocks. Benjamin White and Timber were discussing it. You get where I'm going, innit? This is why I subscribe to the feeling you can't have too many players. At the start of the season, and I know people are injured, but at the start of the season and towards the end of the season, when everybody's quote-unquote making sure we're smashing the like button, coming back into fitness, then you can have those conversations about, who's in the match day squad, his days are numbered. But you see, when the season's in the thick of it, you can see how it plays out. Like, who's really been ever present in our match day squads? Probably Miles Lewis-Skelly, obviously Raya. There's obviously some players who have played more than others, but you're more at Arsenal, you're better off thinking about who hasn't been injured rather than who has been injured. Because who has been injured, bro, the list goes on. Everybody's picked up some level of a knock in it. So, yeah, Quinton Timber could fill in at right back and send you into Marseille for rehab to it up. I don't know about that, my guy, but yeah, don't know. I think Mascara's done okay attacking-wise at right back, especially last game. People forgetting it's his first season. It's just a bit too basic with him. Like, he looks like a centre-half playing right back, but for me, that's a good education for Mascara. You know, it's a good education to play right back. It gives us another option. Selfishly, it gives you game time because, yeah, as much as we'd like to rotate Saliba and Gabriel and take the foot off, at the end of the day, you're probably not going to get that much of a look in with them two. So it all makes sense, man. In my opinion, the squad would benefit from having Calafiori profile at right back. It'd be lovely. I'm done with signing players who can play multiple positions. Like, why, bro? Why not? There's very few players in the modern day that play one position. Obviously, we know there's man that can play everywhere, but really, what are they? There's players that, there might be a striker who can play left wing. His strongest positions through the middle, but it's a necessity in their game. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, it's a necessity to you're looking at playing 50-odd games, maybe even 70 in a calendar year or whatever. If you're playing for club and country, you have to be versatile. Like, you look through all of the squads in the league, everyone can play a couple of roles. Obviously, you're going to see Saliba and Gabriel play centre-half. If you're forcing it, Saliba can play right back. We're not trying to see that. Timber can play across the back four. Calafiori can play, in a couple of roles. Hincapie, the same. Benjamin White, who's the topic of conversation, the same. Lewis Skelly, the same. Zubimendi even. Declan Rice literally has played all about the place. But even if you want to say 6s and 8s, Odegaard can play in a couple of roles. Kai Havertz and Merino can play in a couple of roles. Not Martinelli on paper, can he? You get where I'm going, innit? You get where I'm going, man. Get Palacera for right back. 2-footed, can even play left back. Any more of a left back? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Only just watching. Get notifications on and subscribe. Appreciate you. Yeah, Mikel needs to stop trying to change everyone's position. I hear it, but then I don't hear it because I think it's a necessity. I do like Diouf at West Ham. If they go down, I wouldn't be against it. Mascara against Burnley at right back. Such is our life, yeah. I don't want to be that guy, but would it surprise you if Mascara got injured against Burnley? God forbid. But not quite sure why it muted there. But yeah, we've seen stranger things out here, people. We genuinely have seen Arsenal as well, by the way, each and every time. Probably the only journalist, well, I wouldn't even call him a journalist. The only person that's an ITK thing, whatever you want to call them, that has got the receipts. They're, probably one of the best Arsenal accounts. Him and what's the other one? There was an ex-Arsenal account. Yeah, I don't think he tweets anymore, but I remember the summer we signed Party. He was saying, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I can't remember, but yeah. David Raya has 1 year option extension on his current contract, which has 2 years left, but he needs a fat deal. And even on that, all parties are very relaxed about his long-term future as a pay rise was agreed last summer, as reported by Sammy Mokbel. Between Arsenal and Berta, I know we ain't won a Prem yet, we ain't won a Champions League yet, but this is how, and we know we had to sell and pay off the Emirates and all that, but this is kind of what in fact, this is the carrot we were sold when we moved to the Emirates, like being competitive, doing normal things. As much as I don't want to praise a club of the standard of Arsenal, like for having good players, for competing for things, for patterning contracts, all of those kind of things, I've been robbed of it, innit? Like we came into this season quite bullish, 8 players. We know what we need to do in terms of getting over the line. Not only that, there's been no dramas as well. There's no drama. We've been there, innit? When one of our key players, every game we win or lose, the tabloids write themselves, but what? Saka signed a new deal. Saliba signed one. Gabriel, Wanyeri, Miles Lewis-Skelly. I'm missing out some, but you get the point. New players have obviously come in. And then when you look at that, there's also Trossard's been given improved terms. Raya's going to be given improved terms. There's talk about around Declan Rice and Jurien Timber improved terms. Who else is there? It's been a bit radio silency with these players, but Kai Havertz and Odegaard, 2 key members of the side, 2 key members off the field allegedly, 2 key members of Mikel Arteta's tactical setup, whether you or I like it, think we need to evolve or whatever. They're on big money and they've got 2 years left. Not to mention, Eze must be on something nice, and all the new signings, Gyökeres must be on something nice. You still on paper have Ben White, obviously it's a spanner in the works now, on 100 odd grand a week. You've got Martinelli on ridiculous wages. Gabriel Jesus is still one of our top earners. My point of saying that is to say this, it's a big summer. Do I think we're going to sign 8 players 100%? I don't. But where I'm saying it's big in that, if we get this, regardless, worst case scenario, we don't win the Prem, we don't win the champs. Best case scenario, we win one of the 2, if not both. When you reach that mountain peak, it's not time to take your foot off the gas, How many of us have played Football Manager? You win some silverware, you don't feel to sell certain players or do certain things. The next season starts, you collapse. You get it? Everything has to evolve. Our players, the tactics, difficult. There might have to be some unpopular decisions because Arteta's going to have to go to war with himself. You're going to have to rebuild that right-hand side. You're going to have to make Timber and Saka, obviously, when both are fit, to the same standard of what we've seen with Ben White and Saka in all aspects. If Odegaard isn't there, who pulls out to the right, or Kai who pulls out to the right, how are we evolving with that? You get where I'm going? So it's a massive summer, not to mention outgoings, because I don't think it's going to affect us, but it is. I can't blame the Cronkies if they're sitting there self-financing and saying, yo, the wage bill, man, got to get hold of this. Don't get twanged by the media when they say Arsenal need to sell to buy. We don't need to sell to buy because these same individuals sit there and tell you we're in a healthy financial position. Now, if I take the road of 2 truths can be true, that just tells me that A, we're not under no financial issues, but internally, we used to be decent at selling. We're not decent at selling. We're not really getting too much bang for our buck. We're not getting random young players that if they don't make it, we've signed man for 3 million. They're sold for 30 odd million. Haaland for every Max Dowman, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Wanyeri, all of these, Marley Salmon, all these guys. There needs to be some Nketiah, some Smith Rowe, some Iwobi, some Joe Willox, guys that get sold, go have decent careers. Put that in the pockets of our wallet, in it, essentially. So there's a lot to do. Not to mention Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira is still here. We know he's technically got some money in from the Kivior deal, but we've already spent without really getting into the transfer stuff. We've already spent 40-50 million for the 2026-27 season because we did the IOU thing with Nketiah, right? Yo, allow us this year. We got you next year, bro. Just send me your details. So there's that. And I do agree with Hand of Arsenal. For me at Arsenal, David Raya, Saliba, Declan Rice probably are 3 in with a Player of the Year shout. Raya's not going to get it. I know he's been a hero for us all the time, and his name is ringing bells owing to the West Ham game, but the goalies don't really get in it. It's all the glory, whether it's Ballon d'Ors and World Player and highlights. It goes to the attackers, isn't it? And that's just the nature of the game. That's the nature of the game. Fundamentally, the goal scorers and the Mavericks tend to be the attackers, isn't it? They're the ones that get bums on seats generally. He's also spoken about Merino. As reported, Merino has begun training on the grass. You're scoring a header against Paris. Last I heard was he's doing some sprint and conditioning work. That's a step in the right direction. The club are being very cautious and he must hit his rehab milestones before ball work. Positive signs. As of yesterday, and obviously 24 hours from now we want to know a bit more about Tim, but owing to what we saw with Ben White. And before I read this, people, it's weird, yeah, because you would have seen a YouTube short from me or a TikTok or whatever where I said if I was just talking about Benjamin White, I think it's got when he got injured against West Ham, that's the backdrop in it. I just said if that's the last ball you kick for the football club, big up yourself. And it just within the next few hours, you're seeing the Athletic, everybody speaking about such people. So yeah, on Jurrien Timber, as of yesterday, Jurrien Timber has not been ruled out of a return. He had some setbacks during March/April and felt groin discomfort. Jurrien was seen accompanying Heinzer in the pre-game training drills on the pitch yesterday. Made me sad seeing the Sky Sports camera pan towards Timber and he's not playing any part, man. Jarring. Now, he didn't play in the League Cup final. He didn't play in our semi-finals. One day we'll get a hold on these injuries, innit? Because that's been one consistency. And to be honest, all we can do, I don't know how we get a hold on injuries. Because let me just say this, people. There's three sides to it. The players, how they look after themselves, because these players do want to play. If they know 99.9% that they're fit, but there's that other percentage when the gaffer's saying, are you okay? You're passing the test that you feel some discomfort. You've got to be cruel to yourself to be kind because these players tend to always kind of get fit sooner rather than later. They kind of break down again, just like with Kai Havertz. There's obviously, again, it's all above my pay grade, but there's obviously something, whether it's training, whether it's rehab, whether it's the minutes played, there's something at this football club that needs to be reviewed and changed because last year this happened. This year, we've had injuries from August. This year it's happened. The year before it happened. You get where I'm going. And also there's the reality of the situation. The footballing gods are not going to save us. The people that manage football, the TV rights and all of the people, they don't care. How many times do they show you they don't care? They don't care about fans. They don't care about players, which is why I always say, obviously fans are not going to get the money, but the players, when I look at clubs, owners, players and everyone else and the fat cat executives, footballers deserve all the money because they're getting pennies, really. You're not paying someone from a business point of view 300 grand if that's not essentially pennies on their pounds. And if every footballer in every division of every team said we're not playing, I don't know, maybe we're going to have to just watch Pop the Balloon for Bants here, people. I don't know what we're doing there. But the reality is, you look at the Burnley game, going off with the fans comment I made. Arsenal, obviously, we hope Crystal Palace beat City. If we were to beat Burnley, that's our first Premier League of the Emirates era, first in 20-odd years. It's on a Monday. Spare a thought for the Burnley fans who are traveling, their last couple games in the Premier League. It's on a Monday. Because we need to play on a Monday, apparently, really and truly, which we easily could have played this week. Let's have it right. I'm actually getting Arsenal withdrawal symptoms, especially when we're winning. We could have easily played on Saturday, on Sunday. So my point being this, the games are only increasing. You're seeing it at the World Cup. You're seeing it at every club competition possible. Everything's expanded and it's going to happen. There's more international friendlies than ever. There's that Nations League. They don't care. So unfortunately, we have to all accept the reality that if you are players like Declan Rice and Saka and Foden and Bruno Fernandes and them obviously I could say more, them kind of household names, you're looking at 50 games for your club, probably another 20 for your country. So that's 70 games. They don't care. They're going to run these men into the ground, bro. And the biggest twang is as well, pre-season is no rest. They might get a week or so or whatever. If anything, it just allows them to switch off mentally, which we can't underestimate how big that is, innit? Like, if anything, they get to rest off mentally because half of these players, they're going to jet off with their family and the missus and the little kids. There might be if anything, I don't even think they'll switch off for a day. There might be a little day. They take their kids Disneyland. They spend quality time with the missus. But in the back of their mind, when they're eating food, how much fat is on that, this and that. Because once you're going for pre-season and there's weight tests and things, you're in trouble. And pre-season is one of the worst times to be behind. It takes you, on the best of days, about 10 or so games when the Premier League starts to get into full flow. I remember Declan Rice either last season or the season before saying he arrived kind of not in the best condition. And I remember the first kind of not half of the season, but the first couple of games we were saying what's going on with Declan. It took him a while to get there. Plus half of these footballers, they're getting PTs, they're doing shooting drills, they're doing everything. There's no rest. And I know people will say that, but they get paid a lot of money. Yes, they do. Let's not be dense here, people. So, yeah, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know your thoughts. So, yeah, that's good with Timber. Sorry. The Dutchman will make one last final push to see if he can make a highly anticipated return for the Arsenal. Arteta is leading a push to improve the general health and fitness of the squad. The Haaland Academy overhaul is being overseen by Andrea Alberto and Maurizio Micheli. The grand aim is that it lends into supporting the first team and increase player trading, be it loans or sales. 3 finals to go. Arsenal Nation lock in. Big up our journalist, Hand of Arsenal, and I think he's spitting facts there. Pep Guardiola's on Mind Games. They are so professional. The teams Crystal Palace will play top against us. I'm sure they'll do their best versus Arsenal, knowing they have a Europa Conference League final 3 days later. Mind Games from Pep, man. He was cheering on nonsense. Paul Tierney is the referee for Burnley. As I said when we went into the West Ham game, don't leave it to the refs. Because if I'm honest with you, from a place of love and we remove the emotion and all of that stuff, Arteta, don't do the mind galaxy thing where Rice is going right back because we lost control. It went against us. Boys, you could have killed the game in the first 10 or so moments. Still, we've done better in this last 4 or 5 so games in the final third. Still missing that cutting edge and more consistency with decision making. Lost a bit of control with the Benjamin White injury beyond the tactics as well. It all needs to go up because don't think Burnley is a walk in the park. On paper, it should. We've all watched football long enough to know shocks can happen. Apologies can happen in this thing. And we're so close. We're so close. We're so close. The job is simple. Win your next 2 games. Immortality from a Premier League point of view. Win your next 3 games. Movie. Absolute movie. Can't wait until the Burnley game. City should beat Paris. Palace. Why do I keep saying Paris? They're on my mind. Palace, you're right, in my opinion. Pep is being sarcastic, I'm sure. Mind games, man. Let's bury Burnley in the first half. It'll be tough because they only 1-0 versus City. And they, you know what? They did well against Aston Villa and they've got nothing to lose. If their manager, I know they sacked Scott Parker, if he says, you know what, boys, enjoy it. Because reality is, some of you won't be playing in the Premier League ever again. Some of you will be playing in the Premier League, but it won't be with us. A football career is short. You're playing against a team that's contending. Go and put yourself in the shop window. For the fans that have traveled from wherever the hell Burnley is respectfully to London, go and put on a show for them because no one expects you to win. And they will have the whole footballing world doing the hate-along thing. Yeah, I don't know what Jermaine Defoe was talking about, hands not being in a natural position. Like, I mean, he was an ex-West Ham and Spurs player. He's always going to be impartial, isn't he? Like, start asking Abby Summers to be a neutral. Makes sense, doesn't it? Saka has some work to do to get that back. The hate is still hating. What's new? Raya is world-class. So are Gabriel, Saliba, Rice, and Saka. All top 5 in their positions. Hit the like button. Arsenal's PR machine needs a ramp up David Raya Yashin Trophy campaign and Saliba because it's weird because everybody knows Saliba is one of the best centre halves in the world, but no one's gassing him enough, if I'm honest. West Ham set to contact referee body over disallowed goal. Apparently they want the audio and all of that. BBC Sport understands they'll also request the audio between referee Chris Kavanagh and VAR Darren England. Fair enough. Rooney said they did a good job disallowing the goal, and we all know. You know how stupid people are. People are like, oh, Arsenal been doing that all season. When have we been grabbing hands and grabbing shirts? Because people are bringing up that Man United game. Actually go and watch the 2 Man United games where they're claiming it. Actually go and watch Secrets of Play and stop looking at still images. Don't let, 1, your hate for Arsenal and winning this league cloud your judgment. 2, the fact that we're good at set pieces. Because you lot don't care about injustice. You lot ain't. Every club has had things go for and against them. Every fan base, myself included, for Arsenal, we will all argue that we've been, we've been done dirty more than VAR against VAR, PGMOL referees, and that. Then it's gone for us. When really it's inconsistency. You lot don't want it. Arsenal have been in my whole life, Mike Dean and beyond, to this present day, we have been frontlining talking about refs. You lot said shut up. My biggest thing is don't leave it to them. You can see I said it before the game against West Ham. Coincidentally, we saw the moments. I said it during it. It is what it is. On another day, that West Ham, regardless of what they're telling us why it was disallowed, that's given. Or there's a different outcome. We know this. We've seen it all the time. When Magalhaes at Newcastle is appealing for a foul, he never got it. Did in the North London derby. I've definitely seen a lot more penalties given for less than Gyökeres against Newcastle. And that's not a slight at the club or whatever. The refs are inconsistent. They don't want to fix the refs. It adds to the entertainment product. It adds to these kind of things. In the same way, I do think when you get to this point in the season, when I watch Arsenal games, when I watch City games, when I watch Spurs last night, I do think the Premier League and the referees, they're protecting their package. Because I know you don't want to run this title thing to the last day. You're giving everybody some really spooky decisions. Seems like you're doing everything to keep Spurs up. But nonetheless, it's neither here nor there, people. So yeah, that's what Rooney said. I want to see what they're actually contesting as well, man. 5,001 move, breaking down Premier League corner chaos. And I mean, if anything, next season, just I don't know what the rules would be, but every club does the grappling thing. Man are not making no noise about Bruno Fernandes punching man against Brentford, let alone pulling man down in the box. Everyone does it. I've seen Cunha barge one of our players off the pitch. Sorry, I've seen Adama Traore do it, which I'm not begrudging that. This is the belly of the beast. This is what football's become. If you crank down on grappling and the wrestling and from set pieces and dead balls, that will change stuff. And I hope you do that. Because what the fuck do you think all of my players, much less Magalhaes, is going to do where you can't hold him? And you think I care about anybody crying about indecisions? Saliba's penalty against Brighton. Saliba's penalty against Chelsea. I'm seeing Jeremy Doku fly kick, man. I'm seeing Spurs get away with a lot. I'm even sure Semenyo's holding. If we go and watch that City game against Spurs at Spurs' place, Semenyo's holding the goalkeeper. My point being, everybody's got their hands dirty. Don't hate the player, hate their game. What are the incidences? So check on Havertz. Chronologically, well, I can't say that word, of fouls. This was the first potential incident. The two players were at the near post with Kai Havertz in front facing the ball. Souček was climbing over the back of the Germany international. As the ball was in the air, the Arsenal forward ended up on the floor with Souček. The VAR will take into account that the players were not in the area where the ball was going to land. Havertz was not going to be prevented from playing it. That Souček was facing the ball goes in his favour too. All in all, VAR would have allowed this to go. Odegaard on Todibo, a straightforward situation. Both Odegaard and Todibo were engaged in a mutual holding. When this is the case, no one party is judged to be committing an offence. Essentially, they are both as bad as each other. Odegaard had an arm around the waist of the West Ham attacker who had his arm around the Norway international shoulder. Trossard on Pablo. The battle between Trossard and Pablo started just outside the 6-yard box as the ball was kicked in. They were both holding on to each other at first before Pablo tried to make a run towards goal. This was when Trossard, with his back to play, grabbed Pablo. For my players, I don't know. I can't comment on West Ham. I never saw nothing with Odegaard or Havertz or Trossard. I don't know, officer. Honestly, I was sleeping. I don't know. I wouldn't lie to you. But yeah, apparently it's news to me. You don't watch Arsenal West Ham? I never saw this, you know. Must have went for a pee in the toilet. They were both holding on to each other at first before Pablo tried to make a run towards goal. This is when Trossard, with his back to play, grabbed Pablo around the waist. Based on what we've seen this season, it wasn't enough for a penalty as Pablo was able to move to the flight of the ball and was not dragged down. However, this was the incident which may have been of the most interest to VAR outside of the foul on Raya. After moving into the 6-yard area, under pressure from Trossard, Pablo engaged with Raya. Crucially, he did so in a way which impeded the goalkeeper from being able to claim or play the ball. Pablo had his arm directly across the Spain international and was holding the goalkeeper's left arm with his hand. This restricted Raya in two ways. His right arm was pinned down by Pablo's left biceps and his left forearm was being held down. For the VAR, this clearly impacted the goalkeeper's ability to play the ball. Todibo was pulling the back of Raya's shirt too, but it was Pablo committing the crucial foul. Apparently, Rice on Mavropanos. Another thing I didn't see, Declan Rice had his arms around the waist of West Ham's Mavropanos. There was potential for this to be a penalty as it was a clear non-footballing action. However, it happened almost simultaneously with Pablo's challenge on Raya. The football gods blessed us. The foul, which had the material impact on the passage of play, was prioritized, and that was Raya's attempt to play the ball. And I'm not being funny. Everyone can see, yeah. Even when Ramsdale used to get thrown in the back of his net, rightly or wrongly, everybody knows this in the game. Keepers are protected. You can't touch goalkeepers. I've definitely bitched about it. I'm definitely happy that we've benefited from it. Gabriel Martinez Martinez didn't bang. Saliba didn't bang. Again, people like to say Arsenal do it all the time. You're just vexed around us from set pieces. You don't see us doing that. If my madman Nicholas Hove has been able to look at the rules and see where the grey area is and how we can push it to the limit, I'm on that. Fair play. Why not do that, people? And I think the stupidest comment, and it's I mean, you know what? It's mad because Paul Scholes actually made a great comment and I thought he was spitting facts and he's normally chatting shit. By far, though, the stupidest comment of all the YouTubers, pundits, journalists, ex-players has to go to Mr. Thomas. I can't even remember how you say his name, but he used to play for Villa. This particular incident, I agree the goal shouldn't have stood. Listen to the language, people. Listen closely. This particular incident, I agree the goal shouldn't have stood and it didn't stand. So that's the correct decision. The fact that Arsenal played this way all season and similar incidences weren't seen the same way, that makes it more complicated. I think it would have been a nice touch from Chris Kavanagh to say goal disallowed, but we're giving a penalty. And this is an ex-professional footballer, you know. This is why, granted, if you're a former professional footballer for club and country, you've got experiences that I'm not privy to. But this is why I don't just listen to anybody. Nice touch. You're saying he made the right decision, and you're talking about a nice touch. What are you on about? You're chatting fucking nonsense. When you look at the pool, when you look at some of the Arsenal players, the way they're pulling West Ham players, I'd say that's a consolation. Good thing you're an ex-footballer, not a referee. Pep Guardiola has spoken. What has he said? He's refused to be drawn on stuff, people. Specifically, where's the quotations? Crystal Palace, Crystal Palace. I'm thinking what we have to do always, learn from my career as a manager, what you cannot control, forget about it. Do better what you have done better this season. Arrive in a better position to fight for the Premier League. We're still fighting in Crystal Palace. Fair enough. I'm not the right person to ask. What he said is said in the past, so it's a question for the referees for what they decide, not me. Fair enough. I don't think we could disagree. The manager is leaving. That was announced a long time ago, and maybe they're not consistent, but the quality is there. The patterns are there. Top team with a past. Tough to beat and always have been, but we're still there. Just one more, Crystal Palace and Glasgow. Can you give me one more? I don't know how to feel about this. The referee from the Atletico Madrid game will be refereeing in the final, people. He's been appointed the referee for Arsenal versus PSG. Is that our new kit? That's a bit of a miss. Fuck with it, though. It's a shame for Ben White, man. It's a shame for Ben White, man. And we can't play it, but this is what Mr. Paul Scholes said, apparently. It's a foul. There's two fouls. He's got his hand on the top of Riot, and there's someone behind pulling his arm. People are moaning Arsenal have done it all year, but they haven't. They've done it legally. Paul Scholes, of all people, is saying this. I'd like Arteta to try 3-4-2-1 next year. Next year's problems. Let the rivals cry. Big up everyone on Twitch. Make sure you're subscribing with Amazon Prime. We don't need to sell, but we'd prefer to sell. Exactly. And Ketia weren't bad, to be fair. 20 mil, that's a fair for him. I'm not debating that. I'm just saying, like, we should have a couple of more of this. Like Chelsea, generally, they're always flogging players. Like, we shouldn't be able to count on one hand. Balogun, another one. And obviously, we've got money, but I don't want to be that guy. But we're not going to spend what Chelsea are going to spend. We're not going to do what City are going to do. So even more reason for us to make our own. Yeah, big shuffle. I wouldn't say big shuffle in the summer. Raise the floor. We go again to win another PL. Time to dominate and create a legacy. Martinelli's contract needs to be renegotiated. No way can he earn 200k being a squad player, make room for Bacola's wages. Martinelli needs his I don't care. Man scored the most crucial goals for us this season. I think Glock's on 125, 150. Raya is the best Arsenal keeper since Seaman. If we win the PL and or champs, then he's the second best Arsenal keeper ever behind Seaman. When I remove nostalgia, he's a better keeper than David Seaman. I can't lie to you, bro. I can't lie to you. Big up yourselves, people, man. F that. Gave them a penny correctly and took one from us. Everyone knows that in hindsight. What the fuck is he in charge of the final? Love Benny, gutted for him. We'll downgrade that position. This is how I know people don't even watch the games. Our boys do NBA screens, no hands. Scholes hates Arsenal, he denies it, but it's a lie. Most of these pundits don't like us. Yeah, it's all right not to like us, but at least when, like, be honest, innit? It was definitely a foul. The arm across Raya's chest, and he was being pulled. Watch the hate when we win a trophy, DG. Let them hate. They hate us anyways. DG, are Palace rolling over for City, or you think they're still thinking about the 10 mil that game? I think they'll try to be competitive in it, if I'm completely honest. And even for City, how did they approach it? Because you're playing on a Saturday, you're playing on a Wednesday. So, yeah. Watch next season. Crowding in the box will generate penalties. Did you see Sam from TalkSport losing his marble, saying he's a neutral and he's all red in real time? And before that, he was celebrating West Ham's goal. I can't lie. He is one of the good ones. He's a bit too passionate. He gets a bit excited, the love of the game, but he actually is quite fond of Arsenal now. What I saw there is a bit booky. Yeah, that's a goal. That's a goal. Big up, Sam, but that's a goal. It's a goal. I'm sorry, but he's done that. But to be fair, the same energy. Remember when? Because someone mentioned Ben White against Atletico. If you will go watch the Atletico things, then there's that as well. Poor old Abby Summers. You're like, go on, West, go on, West Ham. If it was a quality, I want you to for the injustice. And now with Spurs, we even done you a favor. Now with Spurs dropping points against Leeds, you man wanted to run an Arsenal agenda more than survival. But hey, man, these are the neutrals, eh? These are the neutrals. Everyone is helping Spuds but themselves. It's clearly a foul. And many people have had sour grapes because there are a lot of people on the TalkSports, on the Sky Sports, on the ESPNs. Initially, they're saying the game's gone, all of that kind of stuff. A lot of them have come out and said, you know what, on review, bad. There is no Arsenal conspiracy by refs. I disagree with that. I will die with that. Like when Arsene Wenger said, when I die, I need to know where the refs are. I need to. On Judgment Day, God forgive me, but it might be quickly. And yeah, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I ain't got no sympathy for no one. Off topic, recommend an anime. What's anime? Cartoons? I don't know, man. You'd have to ask one of the children in the chat. DG, that's why there's been a focus on bringing more talent to the youth setup and us looking in different leagues like Ireland to get pure profit going forward. That, and also the fact that Brexit's fucked things, because you can't go and pluck dons from Holland and this and that. So naturally, Scotland, I can't remember if it's Northern Ireland or Republic of Ireland, them kind of regions, we're obviously doing that. It's a shame because, well, we got to wait till the 18th for the Ecuadorian lads. I want Arsenal to do the multi-club structure, if I'm honest, man. Like what City got with the City group and what Chelsea got with a team in Strasbourg, just because, like, if you could just imagine we had the Strasbourg link. Like, you send Wanyeri over there, he's going to go get games in a top league. They could potentially get Europe, as I'm sure Strasbourg have. That's the next angle, man. Palace will be lax in both their remaining games to win the FA Cup, and Confederations League is massive for them. I don't know. Do you think Wanyeri will be sold in the summer? Potentially, because the pathway looks blocked. He might want to go. We might whet the appetite with 50-odd million. Unfortunately, man. Jerry, man. That doesn't sound as good as A's up to 3-0. Get your own bars, man. That's tired. If we've been doing it all year, why has no one mentioned it before? All I heard is set piece FC. Boring. This is how you want to see the game played, but no mention of fouling. Nelson won't get 10 mil at best. Bro, for me, as much as I want to see us bring money, if you get Gabriel Jesus and Nelson gone, that's over 300k a week gone. Between Trossard and Martinelli, you add in their wages, gone. There is an element of doing that. As a winner at Palace would be poetic. I can see it, especially when they do the not celebrating thing. He's doing a Bowen. Bowen post-match said consistency because he knew it was a foul but didn't want to admit it. Bro, when you're fighting for relegation, in the same way if the shoe was on the other foot and it was 1-1, bro, you're for everything. And then I know people are shameless. Oh, you won the league because of VAR. Really? There's 38 games. There's 38 games, and we've also dropped a lot of dumb points. Arsenal are not going to win the league because of what happened in that West Ham game. In the same way, West Ham are not going to get relegated because of that. If we actually look at it, it's how both teams have been performing throughout the course of the season. I would love West Ham to stay up and Spurs to go for obvious reasons. Me, I don't buy into this relegation hype. Spurs are up. Now, where Spurs are in issues, you've got a basic... You lot should have, well, the Spurs fans should have been happy because big up Nottingham Forest and big up Leeds. Our win against West Ham confirmed them two teams are cool. You couldn't beat a Leeds team that were playing dominoes, beating some Ludi, drunk off the rum. They patterned you, really. So, yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, Mavropanos, he's come a long way, man. Come a long way. I think he's had a good career for himself. Apparently, he's going to leave West Ham anyways, regardless. I actually think he had a very good game. I'm sure he made 2 goal line clearances. I might be exaggerating with the goal line clearance thing, but I'm sure. I swear I didn't see this much talking on Bernardo Silva. Of course you're not. No one's going to click it. Bro, man, a fly kicking, man. I don't care about none of that. When it goes against us, I'll hold it. When it goes for us, I'll hold it. A long time ago, I accepted that. Like, that's why you saw my reaction in the watch-along for West Ham away. Like, I can't waffle about refs. I'm more focused on controlling the controllables. Had we have drawn that, of course, it's an incident, rightly or wrongly, but that's a 2-3 minute flashpoint, as in that incident, in it, in a 90-minute game. Why didn't we score in the first half? Do you get it? Them kind of things. I can't quantify what's going to happen from the corner, but I said it in the watch along as well. The phase of play that led to that corner pissed me off. I'd rather look at that. Personally. Rooney's a wavy pundit, man. Most pundits said it was a foul. Even Carragher said we don't grab. If the likes of Carragher is in our fave, says a lot, man. Keep your bias aside, bum haters. You think Ryan not starting for Spain is a La Liga bias thing? Maybe, but at the end of the day, maybe it's just their manager's opinion. And at the end of the day, they had Una Simone in goal. Do I think Raya is twice, maybe thrice the keeper, 100%? But they won the Euros. I would like to see it because I'm sure the Spanish dons are probably talking about Raya and talking about Garcia of Barcelona. So we'll have to see. Especially with the Vita rule, we have to make sure refs are a non-factor. Exactly. There is too much football, really. Unless there's a World Cup or Euros, there should be no football at all in June and up to mid-July. It's never going to happen. As many games that can be televised are going to be televised. all of those kind of things. All they care about is money. They don't care about how us fans' pockets feel up and down the country. Some of you around the world don't care about that. They don't care about the players' physical health or mental health. They don't give a monkeys about any of that. So there's going to be more games, and in this country, there's going to be shit refereeing. If we're really about winning, then refs aren't a topic. We outplay even the whistle. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. And you're not wrong in that regards. Arsenal are still being linked with Victor Osimhen, people. And apparently the Galatasaray vice president has spoken. He said, I wouldn't sell him for 150 million, but it's a matter for our president to decide, said the vice president. When you sell him, you also need to find a replacement. The Arsenal sporting director came here recently, and even he was surprised that we were paying these amounts. Their budget is 800 million euros. We'll have a budget of 500 million euros this year. Osimhen will continue. We expect to generate approximately 22 million euros from it. The Osimhen transfer has added a lot to us. We have reaped the rewards of our ambition. So, yeah, man, you know you're not going to grab Osimhen. We dreamed and we made those dreams come through. Nobody in the world, not even people in Turkey, believed we could sign Osimhen. There was 90 million euros offer from another club. Osimhen said, even if they offered 100 million, I wouldn't go. I'll come to Galatasaray. We can never repay our president for what he did. When I called from Italy, I said, President, I'm making my final offer. I'll pay 40 million up front and the rest in 2 installments. But most likely, other clubs will go up to 100 million. He believed me and said, okay, pay it and come. The moment we signed him, the world press started talking about it. Napoli gave us a figure and never went below it. At that time, they asked for a letter of guarantee from us, even for cash. Our president came, without a doubt, provided direct the guarantee from his company. This is not something everyone could do. This year, these payments were made, 75 million paid. So, yeah, man, if you're still holding on to that, whatever. Big up Miles Lewis-Skelly. Apparently, he's spoken about being out of the first team. I just want to see the quotes, people. That's Arteta's. Where is Lewis-Skelly's? I'm focused on the games that we've got coming up and bringing this club back to glory. We are buzzing. We know that the job is not done. We've got 2 more finals left now. The next one is Burnley. Then we go from there. He told me, you're going to play in midfield, so go for it. So that's what I did. I had to be bold and play with courage because that's what this league demands. I'm tired of talking about how Lewis-Skelly handles himself, how him and his family are, what he does on the pitch. Bro, it's just Lewis-Skelly at this point. Love the guy, man. It feels so natural for me to be there. I've been training there a lot. So when I came in there, I felt comfortable and I felt like I took that opportunity. Fair enough. Sport is not one pathway because there are ups and downs. And it's how you bounce back from that. How you are in those moments when you face adversity. That is what defines you. I spoke with my family and friends and I just told them, I don't want to hear all the noise that is coming from social media. Let me stay in this moment. Let me continue to face this adversity. Let me come out the other side of it. For me, it's just always being prepared, always feeling like I prepare as a starter because you never know when your time will come. Lucky enough for me, it came against Fulham. I feel like I took my opportunity and just helped the team win as much as I can. Don't think anyone's disagreeing with that from Mr. Miles Lewis-Skelly. What is this? Just want to see if you've got any other stuff. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong stuff here. What's that? You know, we ain't getting no Mbappe. Arsenal have officially announced the permanent sale of Kivior to Porto. Where? Porto have exercised the purchase option. Okay, so Kivior's a permanent Porto player. We knew it. It's just like the David Raya Brentford loan, innit, people? So, yeah, big up Lewis-Skelly, man. As players, as a fan myself, it's easy to think about what could be, but it's important that we stay in the moment. We have to stay on it. Fair play. Norgard, as I said, has announced his retirement from international football, folks. Carragher believes Premier League fans resent Arsenal because of their willingness to push boundaries. 100%. The reason there's been so much uproar about the West Ham goal being disallowed is that there are a lot of people who don't want Arsenal to win the league. What we saw yesterday was something we've seen every week in the Premier League. This all started with Arsenal 2-3 years ago, putting 15 people in a 6-yard box. Yeah, because again, Carragher, at least you're speaking facts. When we got bullied, when we got done dirty, Brentford away, Aston Villa at home, several times, nobody was saying anything. So at some point, we have to go from getting bullied to being the bullies. At some point, a youth's going to become a villain, isn't it? This is a football club, whether you like it or not, who push the boundaries in every area to try and gain an advantage, as everybody is attempting to. We're just doing it quite well at that. The manager stands on the edge of the touchline, putting the opposition's left winger or right back off. Gabriel going down every time someone breathes on him. You want to talk about your players? I don't know if Magalhaes does that, but yeah, I'm here for it. I look at those situations and look at why people are disgruntled because Arsenal pushed the boundaries. You look back at the United game on the opening weekend, Saliba's backing into Bayinda and making it really difficult. You could stop a still and say, look where his arm is. But when it carries on, he's not really stopping him. Exactly. Just like the one at the Emirates. There's one in December when they beat Aston Villa 4-1. Gabriel was backing into the goalkeeper. Did he elbow him? Maybe he caught him, but the goalkeeper should do better. And again, the Aston Villa one, a man not forgetting, Martinez is pulling the Arsenal player shirt. Focus. And let's not forget, Raya faces this. Raya faces this. But that doesn't suit the narrative. What is the same as Sunday is what happened 3 years ago at Leicester. Ben White at Leicester had a grip on the goalkeeper's glove. He then hooks it in and makes sure he can't lift his right arm up. Arsenal got the goal, got the ball back. Trossard pull it in and the goal was disallowed. So this is the idea they're getting away with it. They're not. They're pushing the boundaries as far as they can. They're the best on set pieces. And when they do what happened there, they get pulled on it. There you have it. Luis Enrique's PSG are looking at Julian Alvarez. I mean, bro, we all know that's BS. We're not getting him. Arsenal being linked with Kylian Mbappe as our Liverpool. Yeah, get out of here with that. I'm not even going to give thought to that. Apparently, we've announced that Kivio's a Porto player. I always rated him. Sad to see him go. You really think we're spending 130 million on Julian Alvarez before we bring in a left winger and maybe a centre mid and anything else the gaffer wants to do? I don't know. Newcastle have joined the race for a Porto lad, people. Hey, pause, man. For Victor Froholt. They want him to replace Tenali. The 20-year-old's been impressing at Porto, apparently, with 8 goals and 6 assists. He's contracted until 2030. And he's Danish, like Norgard. Put a good word in for us. Leeds United, Arsenal, and Newcastle United are all admirers of Leicester City sensation Jeremy Monga. Get it. Get him. Get it done. Get it done. 17 or so years of 16, 17 years of age. Get it done. Let him spend a year at Leicester in League One. Baller. Absolute baller. Absolute baller. Apparently, Leipzig and Leverkusen are in for him. They're reluctant to lose him, but they have suffered back-to-back relegations. Bring him. Bring him, in my opinion. Absolutely bring him. So, yeah, man. Baller, bro. Baller. You couldn't even pay me to bring Mbappe to the club. I would. Not the same table. The table next to the man them, though. Wenger did big things. Huh? Arteta's going to win one major again to be ahead of Wenger if he doubles this season. Close, but not. I can't lie. There's nothing he could do. You could win multiple champs. Wenger's legacy transcends Arsenal, transcends football as much as Arsenal. Big him up, though. Carragher is right. Good, he's being fair to us. Yeah, because bro, I'm seeing the way some content creators talk about Arsenal. I'm seeing the way some of these pundits are talking about us because they know there's a lot of cases that are going to be activated. We all always remember. People really want to talk, go band for band with injuries and get on with it stuff and injuries and refereeing decisions with Arsenal fans. Gaslighters, but we're the annoying ones. Everyone, and I don't care if no one likes us, but everybody does the most about Arsenal up and down the country, but we're the annoying ones. Everyone's up in arms about the West Ham game. Radio silence in terms of that velocity of nonsense, but we're the annoying ones. Okay. Fair play. Would be nice to get a guard of honor in the Palace game, but I just want to win the thing, man. Spurs fans were the most furious with that disallowed goal. Bro, they're all chanting and carrying on and doing the most. That's their business. What's going on? DJA sets up that multi-club model every time he plays FM. You damn right. Damn right. I don't think Spurs are safe, bro. Like, Spurs are safe. Again, I hope I'm wrong. This is probably the first time in my life that I've looked at Spurs Chelsea, especially at the Bridge, and I'd actually make Spurs the favourites. Because Spurs have been shit. Chelsea are probably the worst. Like, Spurs are probably the second worst performing team at the moment. Chelsea are first, isn't it? So that's a myth. Who else have they got as well? Obviously, it's out of your hands, but you get the point. Let me see Spurs' fixtures. West Ham are gone. West Ham got, and again, I have to hope Leeds are drunk. West Ham have to beat Leeds, and I'm sure they got like Newcastle or something. The last 2 games, Spurs have Chelsea away. I actually think they're going to win that on the 19th of May. And then they've got Everton at home on the final day. David Moyes, it's going to be a party versus, what's West Ham's last 2 fixtures? I know one's Leeds. I think it's Leeds and Newcastle. Yeah, yeah, West Ham are gone, bro. West Ham are gone, fam. They got Leeds on the last day of the season. Leeds are safe. They're going to be even more drunk. They got to go to St. James's Park now. Granted, it's not the same Newcastle this season or previous years. That's still a horrible place to go to is when you have to win. West Ham are gone, man. Again, I hope the opposite happens. Notice that West Ham, you lot all up in arms with you lot got some hate for Arsenal. It's not our fault Declan Rice wanted to join here. I still wish the best for you lot. We even helped you lot as well. We've taken what 6.6. Well, we've taken 6 points on both of you. So we're making it a fair fight, man. We're making it a fair fight, if I'm honest. We're Newcastle in the table, 13th. West Ham are gone. But then again, 1 win and a draw in 5. You never know. The last 5 games have been kinder to West Ham. I know they've got 2 losses, but a draw and 2 wins. And it is the time for shock results. But they're playing 13th and 14th. I can't see it, bro. Even Pardew said it was a foul. Yeah, him and that Majestic guy, they initially said it was a foul. And to be fair, they were the first 2. I said, you know what, we got that wrong. Even Pardew said it was a foul. Arteta won an FA Cup at Wembley. Man danced on the touchline in the final. He lost at Wembley. Bottom feeder PL manager. Shh. DG, Pedro, James, Enzo, Caicedo got something for us. I can't see it, man. Spurs going down means no North London derbies for a season, but I want to see their pain. I'm more interested in the 6 points and them losing their rag if they get smoked to Bristol, Preston, or Charlton away. I think Chelsea beat Spurs. They'll want to relegate them. Yeah, I hear that, but Spurs are dead. I mean, Chelsea look dead. I can't call it. They're both meaty. If it's a draw, yeah. If Spurs were to win, yeah. If Chelsea win, they're both meaty. Like dead food. Spurs have 2. To be fair, like I said, no, again, form guide, excluding these. Like, what? Spurs have 2 wins, 2 draws. They've got 1 loss in 5. Without looking, and I could be wrong, I'm sure Chelsea got 6 L's and a draw in their last 7. So we can just use their last 5. Well, I don't know what. God forgive me. Why was I scrolling up to the top 4 to try and find Chelsea? 9th, bro. 4 L's and a draw. 1 point in their last 5. Spurs are gonna smoke them, bro. Spurs are gonna smoke them. Chelsea look proper dead. That's a courts of a team, exactly. Rubbed. We'll be there though. West Ham will draw at 2-2. Not done out here this season. Yeah, but you need a win, bro. DG, us winning the league and Spurs going down will hit like crack. It will, but I just can't see Spurs going down. If they're in a relegation race next year, then they'll go because it's 3 bites of the cherry. But I do think the Zerbi will pattern up. Probably if they stay up, I'll make them a good case of Europa League kind of, kind of places. Yeah, sorry, Wenger's legacy isn't just a trophy, but the whole shift in football when he came here to our shift to the Emirates and being always top 4. Now everyone celebrates being in T4. Hasn't everyone in the Arsenal squad been injured this season? Maybe not Nelly or Trossard. Trossard and Nelly have had knocks. Lots of content creators shady. One day I hate Arsenal. Next, can Arsenal win the PL and Champions League double? Fans are demanding every fresh of our academy talent, 4th choice player has to stay in the squad. Huh? If we can't patch Timber up for the final, I wonder if Calafiori starts at right back. Seem to remember he played there in the league phase against PSG. I can't say I want that now, though, man. It makes me a bit nervy. Not really on it. As long as we hold that PL up at the end of the season, I don't give a fuck. I'm with that. These man not even worth hating. Now, guys, you're telling me Chelsea only have 1 point in their last 5 games. They do. They're rubbed. They're mad rubbed. Like, got beat up by Forest. Fair enough, they got an FA Cup to think about on Saturday. But in the league, bullied by Brighton, smacked up by Forest, lost to United, beaten up by City, dealt with by Everton, lost to Newcastle. The last time they won in the Prem was March. They're gone, bro. They're not gone, but you get the point. Rubbed. They're not getting nothing off Spurs. Of course, I want them to be right. You lot are violating those people. We have 80 likes. We're so close to 100. There's 179 of you locked in, people. Can we make sure we've grabbed that? So, yeah, man. Stop. If Spurs stay up, they've got shit owners and sign crap players. Enid won't change. Top 8 at best if they stay up. Fair. Big up AFC Boston. Spurs are gone. I hope you lot are right. I just don't think they are, honestly. Everton game is tougher for Spurs than Chelsea right now. Spurs have 2 wins at home. Good point. Chelsea are dead, but Spurs hardly win there. Chelsea will raise their game. They're going to have to, innit? If Chelsea play like how they played when we went to the bridge and they beat us 1-1, they're calm. Please, stupid Chelsea, relegate these, man. No way, DG. Spurs over Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. It's crazy, but if you're asking me to... obviously, I want Chelsea to win, but if I had to put money down and make a bet, I would bet on a Spurs win, honestly. And that just tells you everything. Nah, man, nothing he can do. Big up Arteta. I'm not even trying to diss him. He will never have a bigger legacy than Arsene Wenger. There's no Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Conte, Jose, Arteta. None of these foreign guys without him. Not to mention how he changed the game as well with not sugar and ketchup and all these things. Bro, you see how depressed the Peckham Reds are. The real Man United fans that don't live in London are minding their business. The Peckham Reds, I don't know why they're upset. Because for a boring Arsenal team, you lot around the world or in this country follow us and followed us in many competitions, watch our boring football. You're welcome to the parade, man. Bring your We Beat Arsenal trophies as well. Why do people act like Mascara isn't good enough for a Champions League final? He came on for Saliba against Liverpool and was one of our best players. He's going to have to hold it up, innit? Wenger basically introduced football to sports science principles. The one time I was going to ask Chelsea for a favour and they don't look good at it. We in Chelsea post City final loss war. You know what? But then again, Chelsea lose that. I mean, every defeat hurts, innit? You keep getting knocked and cut and whatnot, yeah. So I don't really subscribe to if they lose the FA Cup final, could they be down in the dumps and Spurs exploit that? But then if they do win the FA Cup, they could still lose to Spurs or they could beat Spurs regardless of their form. But if they beat if they beat City in the FA Cup, that might put a spring in their step ahead of the next game. I don't know. So it's interesting. Every single player has been out except Rice, Raya, and Kepa. I'm sure Rice has had a knock. I could be wrong. Fact check on Skelly. I'm sure you would know DG without checking. I'm sure Skelly's been out. But yeah, we've had majority of the squad either way has been injured. That's why everybody told us, don't cry about injuries and all this bullshit. Well, I ain't got no sympathy for no one. MLS done what he needed to do, knuckled down and got to work. Skelly is him, 100%. Victor up front. We cook, bring the other Victor. The players can appeal to FIFA if they care about player welfare, then make a stand. Didn't Rodri whine about too many games? Yeah, but what is FIFA going to do? They're the governing body. Every manager at international level and club level, every player has said words along the lines or statements along the lines of there's too many games in football. People tell you, shut up, get on with it. Only ever present is right. I can't remember Kepa playing the PL game, but I'm not on this Kepa thing. If they lose the FA Cup, surely Chelsea will look to finish the season strong. I hope so. Tell them, DG, before Wenger, them man used to smoke, drink beer post games. He changed English football culture, man. And excuse me, Invincible. I wish no Arsenal player went to the World Cup. Nah, man, there's no bigger honor than representing your country. Like, whether you're respectfully, I don't know, Brazil with Magalhaes and Martinelli, France with Saliba, Raya with Spain, Saka and Rice and Eze and that with England. Like, you probably more want to win it and things like that. It's not to say a Norgard don't, but that's his first. I can't tell you the last time. I don't think in my 31 years, yeah, I could be wrong. Norway have been in the World Cup. I might be capping about that. We can fact check that, but that's the generation. And you look at Odegaard, Haaland, Nusa, it's a golden kind of generation for the Norwegians. And you're repping there's no bigger honor than playing at a World Cup and representing your country and things. I want them all to go, if possible, really. Just don't come back injured. When was the last time Norway? Well, fair enough, 98. Bro, and where's 28 years? So yeah, they're in France 98. So that's the first of a generation. Odegaard might not even been born. You can't have been born. I'm older than you. Well, the year you was born, better yet. Fair play. How old is Haaland? Man's typing in Norgard. So yeah, Haaland weren't born. Crazy. He born in 2000. Even crazier, like Haaland's still only 25. It's a shame, man. You're living it. Obviously, you're a world-class striker in that, but like, we live in a day and age of heat maps and dropping deep and stuff. I would have loved to have seen you in the early 2000s when strikers were just strikers, if that makes sense. 4-4-2 days. Norway dark horse with Haaland's goals. I mean, he was born in Leeds. Elise, Musiala, Haaland in another alternative universe could all be playing for England right now. The players aren't going to appeal for less games because the clubs and FIFA have them at gunpoint. They will tell the players that there can be less games, but your wages will go down. Smash the likes, people. World Club players shows the quality of the team. I'm not French, but love Petit winner and Vieira assist. Let's go do your thing, man. Rice missed a few games. I feel Spurs will go down. I don't. I think it's Hammers. I think the Hammers are gone. 6 more likes, people. 6 more. Come on. Don't be lazy. Back then, tackles were proper, though, DG. Haaland wouldn't get the space he can now. I hear that, yeah. And I know a lot of people always say, like, oh, like, when we do the generations debate, could you do it then? And I definitely admire George Best and all of them ones before my time. All them skillers then, because, bro, like, it was basic tackles were Maradona, like, it's attempted murder, innit? My thing is, if you was a quality player then, I think you could be a quality player now. If you was a quality player, if you was a quality player then, you could be a quality player now. If you're a quality player now, you could play back then. My only kind of caveat for myself, and this is what I debate, like, when you talk about them, man, in that generation, imagine like their ability, all of that, you bring them to the present day where they'll also benefit from sports science and rehab and all these kind of technology things. So you could argue them, man, would be even better. Like, it could be dark. Apparently, if we win the champs, Ethan gets the Champions League medal. Run him that. Haaland is limited, but still elite. Not all strikers need to be Henry and Suarez. Does his thing, bro. Casillas smoked Luis de la Fuente for the politics on starting Raya, who he thinks is the best goalkeeper. I mean, the politics are one thing, but could you imagine David Raya, like, as a Spaniard, coming through the divisions, coming from Spain, coming live in England, go through all of those things, you're doing your thing for Arsenal, and you've got a legendary man like Iker Casillas saying, who is a goalie, saying, yo, why is he not starting? That's a movie, an absolute movie. There were proper men back then, none of this rolling around, holding your leg. True, and more true. People, though, I've got some things that I need to attend to, so we're going to have to end this stream. But we've been here for an hour and 12 minutes, people. You know I'm always here. Just a shame we don't play until Monday. Tomorrow we will be watching Crystal Palace City. We'll be watching the FA Cup between Chelsea and Man City. Again, apologies. Sunday, I think Man United, Nottingham Forest, I've earmarked that. Sunday don't really look good. And then Monday, Arsenal Burnley watch along. So there's always content, man. Make sure you're checking things out. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Big up the Twitch gang. If you're on Twitch, make sure you subscribe with Amazon Prime. Most importantly, look after your loved ones, stay in good health, and appreciate you lot for the silent viewers, just all sorts of participation. Even you lot that's going to watch this on the rerun. So my members, my mods, my long-term subscribers, my short-term subscribers, without you lot, the platform's dead in it. So appreciate you lot. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Link up soon. One love. Always like, I think